Establishment dogma has a false worldview, which compounds into hundreds of false smaller theories, models, and guesses. They accept that hydrocarbons found in oil and natural gas form as a byproduct of decaying life. This is false. The reasoning the dogma gives is not convincing. They want people to believe the hydrocarbons formed naturally first to form life, and then the life decayed, forming oil and natural gas. Did they forget that natural gas is just one carbon connected to 4 hydrogens and is found in seemingly abiogenic atmospheres such as Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus? The dogma fully accepts the false notion of life somehow being independent of the natural world. Unfortunately, this leaves a very acute reasoning problem. How exactly does life form if nothing in the natural world played any part? According to dogma, oil and natural gas form as a byproduct of the decay of life and organic matter. This means life came well before oil and natural gas formation. In stellar metamorphosis, the beginning of life and the beginning of oil and natural gas formation happen simultaneously, or nearly simultaneously. Hydrocarbons are formed in the high atmospheres of late-stage stars. The heavier ones sink towards the center regions. This causes a larger buildup of heavier hydrocarbons towards the inner core surface of the star. Because they tend to be heavier, they sink downwards. It happens while the majority of the atmosphere is lost to interstellar space due to the mass loss principle of stellar evolution. So much of the newly forming hydrocarbons are actually lost to interstellar space. All this happens completely absent the presence of any type of organic process. Hydrocarbons are forming various structures such as methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, heptane, octane, nonane, decane, those types of things, which are all single bonded hydrocarbons. And you have the alkenes, which are double bonded. Your triple bonded are alkynes, and your cycloalkanes, such as cyclooctane, cyclopropane, those types of things. This hypothesis inside of the general theory both explains why there is so much oil and natural gas, as well why it's found deep in the interior crust. The process of forming hydrocarbons and trapping them happens while the crust is forming. This is why natural gas is observed to be on top of oil reserves. The oil and natural gas found today were mostly never alive to begin with. They are just the remaining molecular combinations that never came alive. What this also means is that for any given amount of a star's ability to combine the available hydrogen with carbon, only a very small percentage of it will actually form structures that meet the conditions defined as life. The differentiation of life from non-life happens simultaneously as the hydrocarbons are formed. They allow for the clumping together of molecules due to electrostatic interactions. Given the complete amount of hydrocarbons that exist on the Earth now and in the past, it can be reasoned that only 0.01% of those would have composed anything resembling even the simplest cells. The production of hydrocarbons themselves signals the beginning of life formation at its very earliest step. It would make more sense to have both happen at the same time, as early life itself would also have formed simple hydrocarbon chains, before being extended greatly into fats and the phospholipid bilators so common in organic cells. We are not actually burning dead dinosaurs and plant matter when we drive our cars. We're burning chemicals that formed during the Earth's pre-life stages of evolution. Organic matter can only be defined as a result of organic processes, not by its current structure or appearance. Hydrocarbons are both organic and non-organic, which is the main problem here. They have all hydrocarbons labeled as organic only, yet the processes that formed hydrocarbons in the very beginning of Earth's evolution towards its late stages are abiogenic. There's no life involved at all. And we know this because there are large buildups of methane inside of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune's atmosphere. As well, it's predicted that the majority of the exoplanets that are about Earth size and up to Jupiter will also have lots of these hydrocarbons in their high atmospheres, completely absent feedback mechanisms that form life.